Hello, Delicious Recipes viewers. Today, we'll embark on a culinary adventure and explore a recipe that frankly has more twists, turns, and absurdities than a roller coaster. With over 1.5 million views, this recipe is called I Don't Cook Buckwheat, I Don't Fry It. I cook at night for restaurants, selling out at 40 servings a day. Are you ready for a wild ride? Buckle up and let's go. Our protagonist starts by washing 200 grams of buckwheat thoroughly. A solid start, but hold on to your hats because things are about to get bumpy. Buckwheat is doused with 500 ml of hot water, and then, for reasons unknown, a whopping tablespoon of salt is added. As world-renowned chef Gordon Ramsay would say, you just drowned it in salt water. After 10 suspenseful minutes, 1 clove of garlic is chopped, and we're off to the races as 50 ml of vegetable oil is heated in a frying pan. The garlic takes a dive into the hot oil, sizzling like a vampire exposed to sunlight. Next up, an onion is chopped and tossed into the pan with the garlic, followed by a red and a yellow carrot. We can only guess that the chef is trying to bring some color into this otherwise drab dish. The piece de resistance. 1 potato, cubed and added to the mix. The vegetables are sprinkled with a teaspoon of salt, because why not add more salt? And fried for 5 minutes. Now our daring chef introduces 3 glass jars of unknown volume, a mystery to us all. The roasted vegetables are divided equally among the jars, and the soaked buckwheat is layered on top. At this point, you might ask yourself, what happened to good old-fashioned pots and pans? But fear not, dear viewer, the absurdity is just beginning. Suddenly, a wild broth appears. It's unclear where it came from, but 100 ml is poured into each jar, presumably to ensure the buckwheat isn't as dry as the Sahara Desert. And as if this recipe wasn't already a wild ride, an egg is cracked on top of each jar. We can only assume this is a nod to the classic egg on top trend, but it feels more like an afterthought. Our resourceful chef, knowing that lids are a no-go for this high-stakes operation, opts for foil instead. Toothpick holes are poked into the foil, perhaps as a ventilation system for the chaos unfolding inside. The jars are then placed into a preheated oven at 180 degrees Celsius for 30 minutes. The dish, if we can still call it that, emerges from the oven. The chef plates it and takes a bite, likely wondering how they've arrived at this bizarre concoction. But alas, the show must go on. In conclusion, dear viewers, we've witnessed a recipe that defies logic and traditional cooking methods. As we've learned from top chefs around the world, the best dishes are made with love and attention, not confusion and mystery. Cooking should be an enjoyable experience, not a series of puzzling choices that leave us scratching our heads. So, let's take a moment to appreciate the wild journey we've just been on and remind ourselves to stick to tried and true cooking methods. Let this be a lesson in culinary experimentation gone awry, and remember to always cook with love. Thank you for joining us on this roller coaster of a recipe. Until next time, happy cooking and goodbye.